you. Don't forget, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, and do all of the social things because it really does help the Spirit Pop community. And if you want to hear full episodes of our entire conversation, don't forget to look for us on your favorite podcast platforms. Well, Bryan, we have come to that part of the pop that is after the spirit, and it's all about us. Yay! And so what
after pop.
What we have decided to do is to continue our conversation about our guardian angels of our birthday. Now, if you listened earlier in the week, we discussed that everybody has a guardian angel. Well, actually, you have 3 guardian angels that are assigned to you according to the month and the day of your birth. And so we went into our first angel in the Metaphysical Corner, and mine was scary, and yours was interesting. And the angels we discussed previously had to do with our physicality, our physical body, and what we experience through the physical body. And we thought that was interesting, but we want to keep going. So if you guys want to keep going with us, that is what we're going to do. To remind you, if you want to find your 3 guardian angels assigned to you at the time of your birth, then go to the link in the description of this podcast or go to the link in the description of this video. Put in the month, the day, and the year of your birth plus the time. And I entered in the incorrect time first, and then I entered in the correct time second, and one of my angels did change. So it is important that you know the time of your birth, and then you'll get so much interesting information. So what we're going to go into now, Bryan, is our second angel, which is the guardian angel that corresponds to our emotions and our feelings. It shows us the potential and the virtues that we need to work on from an emotional point of view. So, who is your emotional angel? Am I your emotional angel?
You are. It's Crystal. Angel. It is Jabamaya. Jabamaya, I think is how you would pronounce it.
Okay, so what are Jabamaya's? That sounds like a dude. What is Jabamaya's qualities?
Jabamaya's qualities are alchemy, transforms evil into good, understanding and application of the law of resonance, great receptivity and capacity to love in all circumstances, healing, regenerates, revitalizes, reestablishes harmony, transforms, transmutes into spiritual gold, transforms society with enlightened ideas, masters instincts, guides the first steps of the deceased in the other world.
Wow.
Helps us accompany the dying, capacity to visit the parallel worlds, to understand the work of spiritual guides, to learn how to be one of these guides, and how to become a divine healer.
Oh my God, you have the coolest angel. That is the coolest angel.
And can I tell you that I am sitting here smiling because that 1,000,000,000% is me. It so resonates. My energy, my thoughts, my feelings, the way I go about my life. That is it to a D.
And correct me if I'm wrong, there's like vibes of mediumship there, like parallel universes and being able to navigate those types of energies in those worlds. That's also something that you do. Wow.
See. Yes.
Wow,
yes.
wow. Okay, now let's get in. I want to hear I want to hear the distortions. So these
I don't even want to talk about them.
Well, we have to. Because what happens is we incarnate into the world and we have a blueprint and we have an optimal way to be, but many of us fall into distortion, which is another way of saying fall into the shadow, and then we animate and live our lives from the shadow. So we don't want to do that, and that's why we do our inner work and our inner healing, but in the off chance that every now and again you fall into your distortion, what are you dealing with in the emotionality of self?
Okay. That would be difficulty transforming, transcending evil and negative energies, situations, aspects, etc. Blockage, retention, difficulties with digestion on different levels, obesity. I feel very, very attacked.
If you didn't listen to our full pod, I had obesity in my first angel.
Yeah. I'm like very attacked. Health problems, incurable diseases, difficulty healing due to a surplus of negative memories, thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Unable, unwilling, or refuses to be receptive. Problems caused by unsatisfied instinctual needs. Outbursts, excessive reactions, conflict, confrontation. Rejects others, lack of love, accumulation of negative feelings. Tendency to get bogged down, heaviness, incapable of setting objectives, ignorance of the law of resonance or refusal to apply it, incomprehension of good and evil, atheism, disbelief, fear of change and death, difficulty accompanying people in their terminal phase.
So when we listen to distortions, it is if you are really outside of yourself and acting a fool, all up in your shadow, these are the vulnerable places you could wind up in. I wanted to explain, I looked it up, I wanted to explain what the law of resonance states. So
Sure.
The law of resonance states that the rate of the vibration projected will harmonize with and attract back energies with the same resonance. So like attracts like, essentially, is what that is.
I would say with the distortions, I would definitely say difficulties with digestion. I had that issue for a while. Obesity, obviously, I was a little tubby the tuba for a hot minute. And that's when I was deep within my own feelings. And that tends to be around family stuff. You know, like when my mom got sick, and then when we realized my mom wasn't going to make it, and I went off the rails in terms of, you know, holding everything in, and I was very positive on the outside in terms of, you know, just putting on a brave face, but I internalized everything and I just blew up. So that definitely resonates. Fear of change, I think sometimes, you know, if I'm really in a moment where I've, you know, maybe have feelings or energies that I have not dealt with and put into their proper perspective or place, sometimes feeling a little heavy, and that's when I'm taking on a lot of emotions and feelings and I'm not properly grounding and sort of detaching from that. That does tend to be a tendency if I like running through my day and I'm taking on all the energies and vibrations of people around me and I'm not super grounded, I can take it in and I'll come home at the end of the day feel super heavy. And that's why getting back into a daily meditation and going within, I'm telling you, everything really comes from within first. So once we are centered and balanced there, we're projecting that outward, and then all of these distortions can't hit you. I mean, sure, we all have days. We all may wake up on a day feeling super low vibe, and I think that's when some of those things could trickle in if we're not careful.
What about rejects others and lack of love? Because I want you to fall in love. I want you to be in love. You know what I mean? You will have like romantic vibes about you. And I know you're like, you're over it. And I'm like, well, don't maybe. All right, I'll shut up. You don't lack love. Like you're a very loving person. You have tremendous love, in fact, especially as it concerns people that you care about and your animals, but you love everybody. But like, we'll open your heart to like a love. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. That'll be $120.
$120.
Okay, so what are your situations?
My situations would be accompanying the dying, cancer, death, digestion, intestines, kidney stones, liver, mother, stomach, transformation of evil into good.
Wow. That's a lot of situations.
That freaks me out a little bit, must say. It's weird that accompanying the dying, cancer, death, mother, it's like all there. Like, and that's pretty much my process with my mom.
Yeah, it is.
Was, you know, accompanying her when she made her way to the other side. She had cancer. She died. And I had kidney stones like 3 or 4 years ago.
You have got to drink more water.
I know, I really do. But that was like 3 or 4 years ago.
They must hurt. Yeah, I've heard they hurt so much.
Well, you know, it was funny. Side note, I felt like a tingling sensation in my back where your love handles might be if you had them, which I did. And it felt like a tingling. And it was weird because it went from one side to the other and then it came around the front. And then it was just this I can't even fathom the level of pain, but I could barely breathe. I couldn't stand up. It was a nightmare. And then they gave me morphine, not enough to dope me up, but really just enough to take the edge off. And I'm like, oh, I feel great now. And then, of course, they took imaging and found out it was kidney stones. And one was right at the precipice of just popping off. And then there were two more in there.
So did you have to pee them out, or did
Yes.
they?
And the good thing is they give you, because I was there for a while, they gave me fluids, an IV of fluids, and I was drinking. And then, of course, morphine. And so I was still on morphine when I left the hospital. That lasts a hot minute. And as soon as I got home, I really had to go to the bathroom. So I went and mind you, I had to sit because I couldn't even stand. I went for what felt like 10 minutes. So I'm assuming that they came out, but I didn't feel anything because of the morphine.
Oh.
However, I have passed one years and years and years and years ago, and it felt like I was peeing a bowling ball.
So there are a few things, maybe two things that I'm afraid of in this life. First one is bed bugs. Please God, never. May I never have to deal with bed bugs. The number two is kidney stones, dude. I don't ever want to have to deal with it. And I've been pumping water all my life. I've just been so afraid of ever having to deal with that. So I'm glad you had an angel with you who could deal with the situation of kidney stones. That is so weird, though, that you have quite a few of those situations that have happened in your life. And isn't it good to know you had an angel there with you?
Absolutely.
All right, let's look at my second angel of emotionality, darling. This is Vehuel, Vehuel. I want to know what pantheon these angels are from, because I've really never heard of most of these angels, but I'm suspending my disbelief and we're going for it. The qualities this angel helps me with is elevation towards greatness and wisdom. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Meditation, visualization, and mantra recitation. I do love a mantra myself.
Me too.
Ability to accede to the parallel world. Accede to the parallel worlds. What does accede mean? I'm blanking.
To go to phase in, to get to.
Accede, not ascend, but to accede. All right. But is that what that means? Please hold on. Does accede mean to give into? What does accede mean? Agree to a demand, request, or treaty.
It's an agreement to go there. They want you agree to go.
All right. Ability to accede to the parallel worlds, to be in contact with their inhabitants or with deceased people. This is why we like each other. We have so much in common. Exaltation and glorification of the divine, enlightenment, elevation through service, great soul. Thank you. Great soul, lives devoted to great causes that are beneficial to humanity. Hello. This angel is related to great key figures, elaborates the seeds of human thought, sensitive, generous mentality. If I do say so myself. I mean, if I have to say that, I would have to admit to that. Source of inspiration.
Every day, all day.
Altruism, diplomacy.
Yes.
Frees us from the hold of instinctive desires. Oh, thank you. Thank you, this angel. Vehuel. Great writer. Great devotion to others. Aspiration to what is elevated. Feelings of fraternity, humanitarian. That's all the good stuff that this angel possesses and helps me with. The distortions, however, difficulty raising oneself up and manifesting wisdom. Complexes of superiority and inferiority. Spiritual extremism. There it is again. Or a lack of spirituality. Does not meditate. I do need to be more disciplined with my meditation. Atheism. That showed up for you too. Egoism, hypocrisy, absence of principles. Opposes feelings of fraternity. Critical writer, person of negative influence. That's not me.
Not even on your worst day.
Passion, hatred. I don't hate any. Well, I don't think I hate anybody. Escapism. It's bad to hate people and things. Escapism, flight, fear of matter. I've got two situations only that this angel helps me with. Beatitude and bliss, which I do love bliss. Elevation and sublimation. Very interesting. This is a grand angel. This is a grand angel of grand people. Okay. All right. The third angel is the intellectual angel, this angel corresponds to our intellect and concerns the world of our thoughts. As a man thinketh, so he is. So who's your angel, Bryan?
My third angel is Yerethel, Yerethel. Yerethel. And the qualities are confidence, inexhaustible source of energy, propagates the light, creator of positive atmosphere, optimism, teachings through the spoken and written word, social broadcasting. Duh. What are we doing right now?
Wow.
Let's see. Civilizes sociability, liberates from slanderers, from evil intentions, liberates in the case of possession, likes justice, science, literature, and the arts in general, liberates from those who are opposed to our development, dissipates confusion, leads to success.
All right, what about
but
you?
the distortions.
I was going to say, what are the distortions?
Lack of self-confidence and or self-esteem, or overconfidence and ego problems, superficial activities, hyperactivity, lack of concentration, focus, and wisdom, wants to please everybody, prepared to do anything to succeed, to be acknowledged and appreciated, dispersion, overexcitability, possession, slavery, squandering, waste, addictions, dependencies, perverted habits, fanaticism,
Yes.
compulsive desire to please, provocation, compulsive gambler, egoism, flattery, emphasis on appearances, law of the jungle, meanness, ignorance, intolerance, slander,
Wow.
and lastly, destructive science and arts.
Oh my God. That is a lot, dude.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, let's stay in alignment with our higher self. Let's embody the
Absolutely.
light so that we don't have to slink into those terrible distortions that you have with your third angel.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very bad. Okay, and situations.
Situations, confidence, lack of confidence, exorcism, feet, legs, liberty, freedom, and light.
Wow, there's a lot of like different intersecting things with those three angels for you, like liberation, liberty.
Yes.
These things are like free flowing.
And freedom, yeah.
That's interesting.
And exorcism and possession.
That's weird.
So
All right.
what about yours?
Okay, so my third angel governing the intellect and the interior thoughts of a person is Mahasaya. Mahasiah. Qualities. Rectification of errors, which is interesting because a lot of these angels are here for me to clean up my karma and my continuing to repeat patterns of behavior. So rectification of errors, reforms, reestablishes divine order, rectifies what is growing crooked before it materializes, like my foot. You've got a foot angel too. Like my feet. I have to talk to you about my feet too. Facilitates learning. Thank you. Capacity to live in peace and enjoy simple, natural things. That's a good thing. Success in exams. Admittance into initiatic school, as an initiate, I would imagine. Dream analysis. Study of symbolic language. Decodes everyday signs. Aptitude for initiatic science. Improvement of one's character. A beautiful, happy life. Aptitude for languages. Okay, so there's some interesting things in there, but the distortions. So again, this is about my thoughts, my narratives. Difficulty rectifying, repairing, acknowledging, regretting one's errors or forgiving. Tendency to want or seek revenge, resentment, prejudice, arrogance, wicked, pernicious. Oh my God, wait. That's a big word.
Mercy. That's a very big word.
Ignorance, licentiousness. What is licentiousness? Licentiousness. Lacking legal or moral restraints, especially disregarding sexual restraints. Oh my God, there it is again. Sexual immorality and sexual excess.
Well, I have perversions.
You do. Licentiousness and sexual abuse. Denials of one's errors. Bad-tempered, I do. I'm a bull. I'm a Taurus. Bad-tempered. Difficult to live with. How dare you? Difficulty learning, poor choices, authoritarianism, joining a spiritual movement to escape reality, precarious health. Stop it. Cancel. Delete, Mahasaya. Nah. Situations that Mahasaya helps me with. equity and fairness, examinations and studies, language learning, rectification, and review. Well, I think I'm doing pretty well here because
I think so too.
I don't really identify as pernicious. Thank you.
No. I think those dog situations, I think they really are just throwing out the energy that could be present if we throw all caution to the wind and just live in abandon. And I think it's just nice to have a reminder that that is a road that could be a potentiality should we live with reckless abandon, which we don't. And it's good to know that, then let's stay focused on our right and true and, light being thoughts and ideas and feelings and all of that. Our purpose-driven life. Hey,
Yes.
That's a book.
It is a book. Precarious health. Where were the feet? I thought we had feet in here. I felt like, was it?
I had feet. You had feet.
It was a rickety countenance of some kind.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that I went and got new shoes. I have not been wearing my Crocs now for almost a month. Since we spoke the last time. So I pulled out a different pair of sandals that I wear, and I noticed the heels, my inside of my feet turn inward, like they're falling off. I think the Crocs threw my entire body, bone structure, musculoskeletal structure, out of alignment. Like I'm falling off of my shoes. I have got to go to a doctor, is what I'm saying. Angels, if you could please send a doctor my way, I would appreciate it. But something's very wrong in Foottown for Crystal and Compton.
I have been telling you that you need to see a foot doctor, a podiatrist, get you some shoes.
I did. I bought some shoes from DSW Warehouse.
But I mean like shoes that have...
So I went to DSW Warehouse. I bought some slides, some Puma slides, and I did buy some very ugly hippie lady sandals, which I'm going to be mortified.
You need orthotic inserts.
That's wild to me that you would say that. Like, why would you say that?
You just told me that your feet are falling off of your shoe.
Right.
You need something.
And then as soon as I started wearing my regular slippers, that's what we call them in Hawaii. They're just what you call them, zoris or flip-flops. As soon as I started wearing my old slippers, which I used to wear a long time ago, I started getting knee pain, which I think I told you last time. So my knee's blown out now. Dude.
Because you're not getting proper support in your feet and your arches and all of that, which then throws everything else up.
Right. Well, me and my angel of feet, Mahasaya, and ain't none higher. You sucker MCs. Better call me Saya. We're going to get a podiatrist on board here to help Crystal with her very rickety countenance and carriage. Thank you.
And her club feet, because that's just weird. It was a club foot and then it became club feet.
Turned inward. I'm like, what is happening?
Crocs, they are evil.
Apparently so. I was looking at buying some more, seeing if maybe there's just some... I know. Well, I didn't.
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with it. I just want to be comfortable.
Okay.
I just want to be comfortable and live my life. Sorry. And I guess Crocs, I can't do it with Crocs. Fine.
No, Crocs are not it, please. No more Crocs.
And so it is. The Crocs are gone, my friend.
Crocs are gone.
Well, thank you for talking to me today about our angels. Again, if you want to look up your 3 angels, the ones that were assigned to you on the date of your birth, darling, then go to the link in the description of this podcast or this video, as the case may be, and check it out for yourself. But don't get crazy, because some of this is a little weird, and I'm not sure it makes a whole lot of sense. But it's all for your edification, darling, right?
But it was fun. It was fun. Just like you said before, like astrology, numerology, these are guides to just pop out things for you to think about. But, you live your life. You be a good person and do good things. You put good into the world. Good will come back to you.
And open yourself up to blind dates, Bryan. And on that note, everybody, thank you so much for listening to the Throw Pop Podcast After Pop. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do the social things, but make sure to leave a good review if you can, because it really does help the Spirit Pop community. And on that note, are you mad at me?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it. Well, you
Fine.
have to
If you're going to pop, Spirit Pop.
I'm just saying, I could set you up with someone. I could. I've got a really good picker. I really have a good picker, Savannah. I could. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. I don't know. I'm swimming over to you. So,
I don't even know what is happening here.
I'm moving the energy out of my body toward you.
Oh,
I'm fluttering it there. Mahasaya, Mahasaya.
Now we need some music.